Hey, it's Dan Holloway here, and in this video I want to touch on the essential skill of finding the time to create a life that you want to live around your other commitments. Because it's pretty safe to say that every single one of us without fail lives extremely busy lives these days. And naturally it's easy to feel that we couldn't possibly make time for anything else. Like we feel that our lives are jam-packed already. And it's natural to feel like that. But if somebody said to you, for example, I will give you £100,000 for 10 hours of your time this week, I'm pretty sure that without fail, near enough every single one of us is going to do whatever it takes to find those hours, and we will make it happen. Which tells us that the time is there, it's literally just a case of prioritization. What are we deeming as more important than finding the time? Because you can bet that there's some things in our mind that we're ranking as more important, but are they more important? And that's the question that we need to ask. There's 168 hours in a week, right? And an 8 hours sleep a night, that's 56 hours. That leaves 112 remaining. Now, say you're working and commuting for 60 hours a week, right? And maybe eating food for another 10 hours combined. That leaves 42 hours in a week. So ask yourself, what are you spending those 42 hours on? Are there things that you're doing that, if you really boiled it down, are not as important as things that you could be doing towards creating a life that you want to live? Are there things that you're doing that you would be prepared to give up? Could you maybe get up an hour earlier, if you were committed? Could you stay up an hour later? Could you set aside a few hours at the weekend? Because if you invest the time and the effort now, yes, it's not going to be easy. Getting up at 5 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. is hard work, but it can be done. I've done it. A lot of people in the SFM community have done it. A lot of people work full-time jobs side by side with starting an online business in that interim transition phase. Most people don't instantly quit their jobs and then dive into the SFM community. It's that transition period. And again, that's okay, but it's just a case of, what are you prepared to commit? What are you prepared to give up to make it happen? Because the one thing you can bet without a doubt is, yes, it's going to be hard work, but is it worth it to invest 10 to 15 hours a week now in order to not have to work for 60 hours per week ever again moving forwards? You tell me. That's for you to decide. And it's about making that investment in order to achieve a result that we want. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope that if you do want to get started with the SFM, it is something that you can look at your schedule, look at what you're doing, and if it's something, as I say, that you want to do, find the time to set aside. Look at what else you can sacrifice in order to commit to creating the life that you want. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.